Okay, welcome back. So in this video we're going to go through the modeling of the pelvis and connecting it to the torso. So to get us started with this, I'm just going to start off quickly with a cylinder, and I'm going to make the cylinder roughly the size I want our leg. So I'm just going to match it up here and rotate it down and put this material on it. So what I'm going to do now is line up this top part of the cylinder with the edge of the pelvis where we want the leg to connect. So I'm just going to put at roughly the angle I want. I could go one more to actually yeah, leave it at this angle because I want a bit of room here. I don't want it to be too tight really. So I'll just reduce the height of this a bit because this isn't the leg we're actually modeling. It is an 8-sided cylinder again, same as the arm. So now I'm going to convert it to an editable poly and get rid of these inside polygons. Now all I'm going to do is roughly line this up to where I want these vertices to be. So something like this shape should be good to get us started. And now I'm just going to grab this edge loop here, hold down shift and drag it out. And again just line these up very roughly with where I want everything to start going. So these ones are going to come down and start to create the dip in the crotch because it kind of dips down like this under your legs. So that's what they're going to create, and then I'm going to hold down shift and drag out this edge one more time, and these points are going to line up with the waist area. And these ones are in fact going to come up as well, and then this last one, which is this point in here, is also going to come up. So that's going to come up and in a bit. So now we've got these edges here, or these vertexes here, and I just want to align these to get them straight. So I'm just going to go make planar on the X, and you'll see it's not making it planar on the X the way you'd expect it to. That's because if I go to my parent pivot, you'll see this is the X here on this actual object, and when I make it planar, it is actually making it planar on the X. But in our view pivot, that's not really what we want to do because I can't line these up properly then. You can line them up by using scale and just scaling it in, but I mean you'll scale it in and it won't actually be lined up perfectly, so I do want to use this. So to do this, I'm just going to go to my Utilities tab and this Reset X-Form button, and you just click this and then it resets selected, and what it'll do, it'll reset your selected object's transform, and it'll put this transform modifier on it. And you can see here the orange is the old orientation, and if I press J to show my bounding box, that's the new orientation we have for it. So that's what we want, but I can't actually model now in my edit poly because you'll see it flips it all around with this transform modifier. So I need to convert it back to an editable poly again, and now I can. So now that I have that, what I'm going to do is I didn't actually align these today. There we go. So with these selected, I'm just going to extrude these out, and I'm going to put it exactly on 0 on the X, so it'll be right in the middle of the model. And now I'm just going to move these out a bit to kind of get the shape of our crotch started. So something like that. Maybe bring that down a little bit as well. And this. Okay, so we've got this shape started now. As you can see, the bit we extruded is a bit out of shape still. So I'm just going to grab these two vertices, drag them roughly where they're going to weld to on the body. So this one here is going to weld to back here, I think. Then this one will weld to out here. Again, you don't have to, oh, that's miles off. I was going to say you don't have to get this exact, but you want to get it pretty close. So these ones at the back are kind of hard to see, so just in wireframe mode I'm just going to pull them up and line them up with the edges I want them to connect to. And then out of wireframe mode I'm just going to pull them out to where they should be. So somewhere like that. Again, you don't have to be exact, just get them roughly where you want them. So next thing I'm going to do is add another connection along here and just start to move this to where I want it. So this is going to create the front area of the pelvis. I am going to actually select all the polygons in this arm again and grow it up and just hide it just so I can see what I'm working on here. And now I'm going to start working on this again. So just getting this rough shape that I want started, kind of. So this is going to be the bottom of the bum, so that'll be down there somewhere. But you can see on the reference it comes down quite a lot. I'm not actually going to bring it down that much because I think it's stretching these polygons a bit too much if I do that. So just kind of ease them down a bit. Same with this one here, I think. Yeah. Okay. So now we've got this kind of shape going that we want. Just going to start to move these back to create the shape I want on the back of the body. Again, don't move these edges here too much because they're going to connect into the leg. So again, I'm going to add another connection and just start to shape out this bottom area a bit better. So maybe pull this down to here, and then on the front pull this out to here, and then these two vertices here are going to create the kind of join onto this leg here. As you can see though, they're pulling quite a lot as well, so I'm just going to have to try to ease this a bit somehow, just by pulling these out a bit. This is all just very manipulating vertices in this kind of modeling here. It's going to take a little bit of practice, I guess, to get used to doing it. So my front view with my edge constraints on now, I'm just going to ease all this shape out a bit. Just kind of spread out the polygons a bit more. I'm going to do the same in the back view. So in my back view, just pull all these up a bit to kind of get this shape I'm looking for. I'm going to turn off my edge constraints now and just start to shape this out a bit. So this bum area is going to kind of come out like that, and then it's obviously going to come out this way. So in my left view, I'm just going to pull this out, not that far actually, so this is this edge. So it's just going to start coming out like that, and then it'll go back in a bit here at the end. So now we need another edge loop here to create a polygon here that we need. So I'm just going to create one more connection and pull it out. Then we can kind of pull this shape out a bit more. Something like this. these too close together, or they'll pinch when they're deforming, and they'll cause kind of shapes like this to happen. But I mean, this one's fine because we actually want that there anyway. So now we have this general shape here, and we can maybe pull this out a bit if I can actually grab it, and just kind of shape that a little bit more crotch shaped, I guess it's called. Just double check everything again in our front view. I'm gonna maybe start moving these over a bit this way. No, I'm not. I'm gonna undo all that. They're kind of fine where they were. What I'm gonna do is put in this edge connection we need now for the last edge here, because we're missing this edge. So I'm just going to put in one more. No, actually I can't connect this because I don't want to go down here and create a connection, because this is 8 sides to connect to the leg, so I don't want this to have 9 sides. So what I'm going to have to do, first thing I'll do actually as well, or connect my pelvis to my body. Actually, before I even do that, what I am going to do is just once again finish off pulling this shape out a bit more, pull that up a bit, and really I'm just trying to get this ass shape. It's kind of, the butt is really actually quite hard to model. I know a lot of people have a lot of trouble with modeling bums. It's actually quite a complicated shape when it comes to modeling it. It's very easy to sculpt it in a sculpting program, but using this kind of modeling, it's kind of tricky because you just don't have enough vertices to get the shape you want. I think that's close enough though. So what I'm going to do now is, before I connect this, I'm actually going to relax the entire object. So what I'm going to do is, in element mode, I'll select the entire object, and over here on our edit geometry tab where we have make planar and stuff, there's a relax button. I'm going to go to relax settings. What you'll see is, what happens is it just pulls all the polygons in or out depending on how much you have it relaxed. So with 0 it just leaves it the way it is. And if I put it up to like 0.25, you'll see everything just kind of relaxed a little bit. I'll just undo that in case you didn't see it. So if you're watching, say, this edge here, and I just write in 0.25, see how it just all pulled in a bit? And all it's done is kind of relaxed all the angles on the polygons and kind of smoothed them out a bit. So I'm going to go with about 0.1. Oops. I apparently went into vertex mode there. Yeah, I'm going to go with 0.1 and just do the tiny amount. This is an iterations button where like you can keep increasing the amounts, but as you can see, we don't really want to use that for this. But all we've done now is kind of relaxed all the polygons, kind of eased out the shape a bit more, so it's not quite as severe as it was. That should look a bit better when we get into things. Just going to pull that down a little bit more, because the bottom area there where your leg connects actually does come down further than anywhere else. So okay, so we have all this now, so we're ready to connect this or attach this to the rest of our model. So now that I've attached it, I'm just going to go to polygon mode and unhide all just to get my arm back again. So now I just need to target weld all these vertices to the ones that I want. And when you're doing this, it might kind of distort the shape of your object a little bit if you've lined it up a bit off or anything, and a lot of the time you will have to target welded everything, just kind of fiddle with a few of the vertices again just to get them back into the places you wanted them in the first place. So all you do is just double check everything again, make sure everything's kind of lining up where you want it. Actually this area here could probably come in a bit more now that I've done that. Maybe this as well. And then you'll see on the back as well there's a few vertices here that could come out a little bit. So sorry there. So all I'm going to do is cut now to create this edge connection that we need, and I can't cut all the way down to here like I said because I need this edge. So what I'm going to do is just cut down this direction and make a triangle down here somewhere. So I don't want to make it too close to the bottom because I need those edge loops for deforming the leg, and I don't want to do it too close to the top because I need those edge loops for deforming the waist. So I think maybe here would be a good spot to go from. So I'm just going to go over like this and up to here, and then target weld that new vertex to there. Now what I'm going to have to do is just pull these out a bit to kind of get the shape back that I have. I don't want to pull that one actually because that's the triangle. It's just something like this maybe. Pull that one in maybe would be better. Okay, so now we have all this, and I think we're pretty good where we're standing now. All I'm going to do now is grab all these vertexes along the middle of the body and make sure these are aligned on the Y, just so they're all perfectly straight again, and reset them back to 0 as well, just so they're bang in the middle of the model. Okay, so now we have all this shape, and I think this is pretty good to go now to connect our leg. Just double check everything, and I mean you can spend as much time as you want moving around these vertices to get the exact shape you want. I just don't want to spend too much time on it for this video, so I'm going to leave it there I think, and just do the same as I usually do, put them all onto one smoothing group and just have a look at it, and it looks pretty good. I mean the bum is going to have to be kind of tweaked after we attach the legs again, just because it's hard to see without the symmetry and stuff. It's hard to tell exactly what's going on there. So but for now I'm just going to leave it here, and in the next video we're going to go through modeling the leg and attaching that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next